Howdy SEO Moz fans, welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Friday. This week we are talking about so you think you can link farm. We've got some clients and they have been asking these sort of interesting questions, particularly from the startup world, right? So this person basically said, hey, you know, I've got a great idea. How about instead of just having our domain, or since we know from talking to Rand that we're going to need lots and lots of diverse links from lots of different domains, we're going to we'll just build them ourselves, right? We don't need to go get links from other people. We'll just make the sites ourselves and go get the links from them. And there's so many things wrong with this, and so I want to describe all the things that are wrong with this, why you shouldn't engage in this type of practice. Traditionally, it's sort of been called link farming, although link farming also has connotations of using third parties who own lots and lots of diverse domains to basically falsely boost relevance to your site. But here we go, and I apologize, I got a bit of a limp from my scooter accident yesterday. So here's mysite.com, right? And you've got some pages on your site, and you think to yourself, you know what? I'm just gonna go register all these other sites. I'm gonna go register, you know, farm site 1 and 2 and 3, and I'm just gonna take these and gonna get all those links pointing right back to my site, right? And that seems like a great idea. Now I've got, you know, 5, or if I register 50, I've got 50 different domains. There's a bunch of problems here, though. First off, the search engines have become really good at detecting this kind of thing. Granted, a long time ago, 2003, I used to buy links like this for one of our clients. I can tell you the exact day that it stopped working at Google, at least for me and for our sites. It was a sad day. But in any case, right, this strategy, if you want to do it, you have to do the registration. But that registration is going to have to be different for each site. Now, there are some sort of black hat guys out there, gray hat guys, and what they will do if they want to have these appear to be independent from a registration standpoint is, you know, go to the drugstore, go to a grocery store, get one of those prepaid credit cards, go register it online, right, with every different one, use fake names, use different registrars, use different contact information, so that there appears to be sort of no pattern between the different domains, because the engines will be able to see registration data across these. The other things that they do is they look at hosting, right? So they don't just look at the IP address, right, which would say that it's on a single IP host, but they'll look on the C block, which says basically it's all hosted by the same company or hosted in the same sort of space, right? So if you're familiar with IP addresses, right, it goes something like 123.45.67.891 or something like that. And so this is the A, B, C, and D blocks, right? Now, if you're all on the same D block, that basically says you're being served from the same IP address. That's obvious. But actually, the engines will take a look at this, the C block of IP addresses. So if you're at 123.45.67.891, 892, 893, that starts to look pretty fishy, right? And oh, what do you know? All the websites that are hosted on these all link to this one. Huh, that's quite curious. There's all sorts of other things the engines will do. Even if you get all of this stuff right, they're going to look for links between these, right? So if these guys are linking to this guy, and this guy's linking to this guy, and this guy's linking to this guy, and all this kind of stuff, it starts to look like a lot of very incestuous linking, and linking that is not commonly found across the web, right? If every page on these sites are sort of pointing back to every other page, or every home page from these sites are pointing to all the other ones, or this site is pointing to a lot of these as well, or even if you're super genius and you think, I've got it set. These are all going to link to these, but none of them will link in between to each other, and we won't have any links coming back this way. It'll look totally natural, but how am I going to get links to these sites, right? These sites need to have some link popularity, at least enough to get crawled and spidered and stay in the index to be counted. Okay, well, here I've got some, link sources here, and I'll just get links from my link sources to all of these, because it's super easy to get links from these. Well, guess what? Now all these link sources are all pointing to all of these, right? And so this again makes it look completely unnatural. I'm telling you right now, the engines are very, very smart about this kind of thing, and they've seen link farming over and over and over again in every different permutation. Granted, you might find the one permutation, right? The one system that works for you today, but guess what? It's not going to work tomorrow. It's not going to work in the long run, because this is a tactic the engines really don't want to count. The other big problem with link farming, and I think some startups think about this in a value add way, where they think, right, I'm going to register, let's say I'm targeting, I don't know, motor scooter accidents. I don't know why you target that, but motor scooter accidents. Okay, I'm going to have motor-scooter-accidents-2.com, right? Because maybe I can't get the full domain. And then I'm going to have used-motor-scooter-accidents and red motor scooter accidents and orange motor scooter accidents, right? And I'm going to use those domain names, the keywords in the domain name, to try and do well and perform better, and then get some actual traffic, maybe even have a little content. Now you've made your work 10 times harder. You have to link build individually for each of these domains. And you know what happens, right? You get a bunch of links pointing to these, and now those links are helping content on this site to rank well, but not on this site, right? This linking here does not equal, is not the same as this linking directly to your site and benefiting you in all those good ways. So I really, really don't like this sort of link farming microsite strategies. I've talked about microsite strategies in the past. There's good ways to do them. This is not the way you want to be using them. And hopefully you can use this video to show to folks at your company who might have the idea to artificially inflate link juice or PageRank or rankings via a method like link farming. All right, everyone, we will see you again next week for another edition of Whiteboard Friday. Take care.